in the heat.
He's got 8 events, but he wants to get in here and, of course, get a medal.
The heat of the men's 4x100-meter freestyle relay. Paraguay in 1, Venezuela in 2, Canada in 3, the U.S. in 4, Brazil in 5, Argentina in 6, and Peru in 7. What they're swimming for is the lane assignments in the final.
Yes, all 7 of these teams are going to advance to the final no matter what. There's no second heat in this one. There's not a lot of extra teams at this competition. So you just want to figure out what lane you're going to get. It's interesting, Canada's chosen to lead young Thormeyer. He's not really known as a freestyle. And this is sort of, lead one of your slower guys up front knowing you've got more in reserve. And that's exactly what they're doing. And it's turning out tremendous. Thormeyer's swimming out of his mind for Canada. He's challenging some of the best swimmers here, including Schneider, the American.
But Luca's going to touch first, and that will bring in Nicolas Oliveira for Brazil. Michael Plu is in for the United States, and Carl Krug is in for Canada.
Well, DeLuca's leadoff for the Brazilians there is probably going to earn him a spot on their final team, because that would have qualified very high in the 100-meter free, 49.0. So they'll be very happy with that. The American Schneider was actually a little off form, so it's funny that the Americans are trailing really at this point in the race.
Brazil in the lead, followed by the Canadians and the United States sitting in 3rd place.
Oliveira has become one of their mainstay, Brazilian out in front, one of their mainstay relay swimmers. Look at the powerful, powerful kick he's got as he forges Brazil into the lead. Americans trying to catch. Mr. Krug is coming in for the United States, or for Canada, I should say, in lane number 3.
Oliveira touches, and Tiago Pereira comes in for the Brazilians. Eugene Gotso in for the U.S. and Van Merkerkerke in for Canada.
Well, in lane number 3, you've got Evan, as a lot of the people around his hometown call him, Evan Van Monster, because he is 6 foot 9 inches tall. His first major international games team for Canada, and a lot is expected of this young man because of his tremendous size.
Well, that works for me. Van Monster's got a good one going, but so is Pereira of Brazil. He is leading the way for the Brazilians, and coming in for Brazil will be a very good freestyler in Bruno Fratas. So Pereira about to touch. The anchor coming in, Bruno Fratas. Michael Weiss coming in for the Americans, and Stefan Milosevic will anchor for the Canadians.
And this will be a very good race for the 2nd and 3rd spots. Nobody's touching the Brazilians. And I think what the Brazilians have done here, they've got a couple good guys in this, and they just kind of want to re-emphasize. They've won the last 4 gold medals, 4 Pan Am Games. They kind of want to re-emphasize, you know what? We're the favorites. We're the guys you got to beat. And they're going to put a real definitive stamp on this preliminary when they really didn't have to. But they're really out making a strong statement. Milosevic trying to hang on to Michael Weiss, the American, to see if he can get Canada in the 2nd fastest preliminary spot.
Fratas leading the way for Brazil. Great battle between the Americans and the Canadians for 2nd place in this heat. Fratas is going to win it for Brazil. Fratas touching, and the Brazilians have a time of 3:17.87. 2nd place for the Canadians, 3:18.77, and the Americans are 3rd at 3:18.94. So the Brazilians will have lane 4 in the final of the men's 4x100 freestyle relay, sending a signal to the rest of the field. We're on, we're ready, we're tapered, and we're going to swim well.
And they're ready to go. Watch as off they go on the relay takeover. Very relaxed takeover by the Brazilian. He didn't even swing his arms. I mean, they're really out in strong position at this point. He backed off a little at home, reaching way up to take his breath. Look at that touch. Hey, they're pretty confident. They're almost bordering on cocky, I would say, at this point. But you want to know what? They're ready to go. They've got to have that attitude to go. And nice touch by Milosevic for Canada there to out-touch the Americans for 2nd. So doesn't really go according to script, Steve. The Canadians were supposed to finish 3rd here, but they rose to the challenge. A lead off by that young Thormeyer at the front end probably helped Canada to upset the U.S. here in the preliminaries.
Brazil, Canada, the United States, 1, 2, 3 in the heat of